Benito Mussolini was an Italian political leader who became a fascist dictator between the years 1925 to 1945. Italy became a totalitarian state where all citizens were expected to obey Mussolini as he held absolute power in Italy, which is similar to George Orwell's novel 1984 about a dystopian society called Oceania, which is modern-day London. Oceania is ruled by a figure known as Big Brother, who holds absolute power over Oceania, and everyone is expected to obey his orders. To make sure everyone is obeying Big Brother, there are the thought police to keep everyone in check. There is a secret police force who spy on everybody to prevent thought crime, which are thoughts or actions that go against Big Brother's ideologies, such as no love between man and woman, freedom of slavery, and most importantly, to love Big Brother. If they deem anyone as thought criminals, they disappear, and the criminals seem to have never existed. Italy has a similar authority force known as the Black Shirts. It was their job to bring in and murder those who disobeyed Mussolini. One thing they did to make people conform was to tie somebody to a tree and force a pint of castor oil down their throat and make them eat a live frog. This intimidated the citizens and made them want to obey Mussolini, or else they would end up killed and publicly shamed. Similarly, in Oceania, there are public hangings where criminals are hanged and groups of citizens watch the hangings. This is done to make the masses fear and obey the government. In Oceania, children are manipulated into only having loyalty to the party by being forced to join the spies at an early age. They are taught to only be loyal to Big Brother and no one else. This creates an easy population to rule in the future, since their only loyalties will be towards the party. They are even taught to turn their family in to the thought police if they suspect anyone of committing thought crime. A great example of this is when Mr. Parsons' daughter turned him over to the thought police when she overheard him saying "down with Big Brother" in his sleep. The children now only possess loyalty to the party. Mussolini thought that children were the fascists of the future, so he took an interest in the education system and youth activities. Children were taught that Mussolini was the only man that could lead Italy to greatness, and were taught to call him Il Duce, meaning the leader. There were even after-school programs that taught children to obey those who were in charge. Raising children to obey the party creates future adults who are loyal to the state and would not challenge those who are in charge. Both societies also revise their history. In Oceania's Ministry of Truth, they revise articles and documents to completely change history and even write things and people out of existence. As part of Winston's jobs, he had to erase Comrade Wither's existence because he disobeyed the party. He replaces him with a made-up person called Comrade Ogilvy, who represents everything the party is about. The made-up Ogilvy now has more existence than Withers, who now ceases to exist. Mussolini's Italy burned books that contradicted the party's teachings frequently, which was an effort to censor the information that an average citizen could see. Oceania uses scapegoats to deflect the hate of the party to a common enemy, the most important being Emmanuel Goldenstein and the Brotherhood. Neither of the two have been proved to exist. Italy used the same tactic by denouncing people and groups as public enemies, the most notable being Giacomo Matteotti, who was an outspoken critic of the fascist party. The Black Shirts eventually murdered him. The Italian fascist party also used Jews and communists as scapegoats for their hate and turned them into a common enemy. The use of propaganda is prevalent in both societies. Oceania is bombarded with propaganda posters, songs, and phrases all over the city, the most prominent being "war is peace," "freedom is slavery," "ignorance is strength." They even air war flicks of women and children being murdered to make them not want to disobey the party, or else they could meet the same fate. There's also a 2-minute segment of hate every day where people channel all their rage at the enemies of the party. The propaganda in Oceania is used to inspire people and to fight thought crime and remain loyal to the party, and to create hate towards the enemy in the party. Similarly to Oceania, Italian propaganda did not just consist of posters. Films, songs, flyers, and handouts were used as forms of propaganda to promote loyalty to the country, justify its authority, and to inspire masses to fight bravely for the country. Just like how there is the Ministry of Truth in Oceania, which is in charge of propaganda, the Ministry of Popular Culture was created in Italy in 1937, which was in charge of spreading the truth of fascism and to disprove the lies of the enemies. It controlled most of the literary and radio channels in Italy. 1984 1984 is a grim warning about what society could look like in the future if society lets a totalitarian government take over. The novel is relevant because it shares many similarities to past totalitarian societies, such as Mussolini's Italy. Fascist Italy burned books to remove history, influenced children to be loyal to the party, and even brutally murdered enemies to the party. They did all of this about 70 years ago. If Italy became a state like Oceania, without as good technology as we have now, there's a good chance that a more brutal totalitarian state could appear in the near future with the access to the advanced technology that is available. 1984 serves as a warning against fascism because it could lead to the downfall of mankind.